In this video, I'm going to show you how to use voxels to 3D hollow your prints using Lychee Slicer 7.6 or above. So what I have here is a few pieces from these two characters right here. They're not very big, but I actually printed 6 of these each. They're held together with putty, so they'll fall apart. And I hollowed these using the new voxelization hollowing, and everything came out really well. The first thing I want to focus on is actually her base right here. We can see this is what it looks like with the auto supports. Let me just delete those real quick. And we can see that it's actually cupped in the center. Not maybe the best for hollowing, and this has the 3D hollowing applied to it. As you can see, there's like a lot of suction cups and a lot of resin traps, and there's just some issues in here to the point where I may not even hollow this at all. The resin savings wouldn't have been that great, although this resin I'm using is about $80 a bottle, so I did want to try to save some money. And that's where the voxelization can really help us. To use it, I'm going to go over, make sure I'm under the prepare and then hollow. Now next to the hollowing 3D, there's a new button right here, and it's called Voxels Hollowing 3D. From there, there's going to be the thickness. This is the thickness of the hollowing, same thing as the 3D. But now there's a little checkbox here that says detect pockets. This is going to detect 2 different types of pockets. We'll turn it on, and you'll see here there's the interior pockets like resin traps, as well as suction cups for the interior. And you can uncheck these on or off. So first, let's just do the resin traps for now. Let's turn that one on. And I'm just going to click on Add Update. And that's going to convert this model from using the traditional 3D hollowing to the voxel 3D hollowing. Now here we can see, if we zoom in, there's lots and lots of little voxels, little cubes. And it's interesting to see kind of what it's going to do right now. See, when we look on this side, what we see is these yellow voxels, these yellow boxes. These are the ones that have been detected to be basically resin traps or voids that have been automatically filled in. Now I could really leave this here just like this. In fact, if I go over to do a suction cup detector on it, you'll see there's some suction cups that are detected, but they're nothing too big. They're kind of thin. It wouldn't cause too much of an issue. But if I wanted to, I could turn on the autofill the interior suction cups and click on Add Update. And it's going to do a better job at going through finding those suction cups and getting rid of those as well, as we can see here now. So now if I run another suction cup detector just right here, we can see that this guy is pretty much good to go. But the biggest issue I still have, let me go over to this view right here. You can see there's kind of this void in the center. And what I don't want for these models is I don't want the base to be kind of spongy in the center where there's no support. And so it kind of, maybe it sags over time or breaks or warps or something. So what I can do here is there's another button where I can click on Add Infill. And then if I click on Add Update, you're going to see now it's going to add this infill. Now, of course, this is going to make it so I'm not saving as much resin, but I'm still saving some resin. There is one step we want to go through here, and that is just to go through and double check our hollowing holes. We may just have to go and move them just a little bit from the infill, just so that they're not completely crossing it. As of right now, the infill isn't designed to watch out for hollowing holes. Maybe in the future, that's something we can kind of build in where it won't put an infill structure where there are hollowing holes. Also, the infill structure right now, as you can see, is really just vertical. It's in one direction. In the future, we do plan on putting some more complicated shapes in there, which could be really handy for doing large bases, or things like injection molds, where on the side you want to have some hollowing, but a lot more structure, because printing it solid or printing it hollow is not the best thing for injection molding. Something like this would be king for injection molding and large stuff like that, to be able to hollow it and add a lot of structure. So that was a rather complex shape. Traditionally, we would have not applied hollowing to, that we were able to apply hollowing to and still have a lot of structural just because of the new voxelization 3D hollowing. Now let me show you something really cool on the captain's chest right here. So here I've got this thing basically all ready to go with the voxelization hollowing. But you'll see there's some yellow at the bottom. This is because it detected a few kind of resin traps or suction cups at the bottom, and it automatically filled them in, marking them yellow. Now, I can also select these right here and mark them as red, which will block them out from being hollowed. But you'll see right here, it kind of changed things. It added some yellow. The reason why that happened is the auto resin traps and suction cup detector ran after I converted those to red, and it determined that it needed to go up that high in order to make it to this hollowing hole right here, so that I didn't have more suction cups. And something very important about this one, if I want to come in here and grab these yellow and convert them to basically red, I can. But if I want to convert them into blue, which would mean hollow them out, it's not going to let me. The reason is that algorithm is going to run again notice that I just created a suction cup, or I created a void, and it's going to fill it back into yellow. So if you want to be able to have full control, you'll do the voxelization 3D hollowing without those automatic tools enabled, and that will allow you to mark things red or blue, however you see fit. Now let's move to a much more complicated shape. Her basically dressed in basically the entire body of this model, the way it's cut. And this one was that I definitely, not very hard to do 3D hollowing traditional, but same thing on this dress. There's lots of little voids and resin traps and things like this that are definitely a problem. And I actually printed it once with traditional 3D hollowing, and I will tell you, it was kind of a mess to clean it up. I didn't do the best job using blockers and stuff like that, so I kept having like resin seep out of it when I was trying to really make sure it was dry. It took a while to clean it out properly. Now let's go over to the voxelization, and we're just gonna add update. Let's just leave everything the way it was and see how it turns out. All right, so here we definitely have where it's detected some of those resin traps. It's filled them in. That's the yellow here on the side. And those have basically been put in. The supports that are left over, I don't need these supports anymore, so I'm gonna go in here and just do my selection, select interior, or select supports in hollowing, and just hit delete. We're just gonna get rid of those, because I'm actually gonna go over here and turn on the infill. Let's leave it at 8 and just try it one more time and just kind of see what it looks like. For the size of this model in 8, there's not very many, but honestly, I think they're pretty close to being right. We did miss this island up here, up at the top. So what I might want to do with something like this one is go over and just do some actual interior pillar supports. Just make sure I grab some of these islands, especially that key. I don't want that key collapsing down on me where the model wouldn't assemble. And just like that, it's done, ready to print. And I did print both versions, the traditional 3D hollowing and then the voxel 3D hollowing. This one was the voxel. And I'll tell you, the cleaning and post-processing of not having those resin traps or those thin little areas where resin was hard to get out of made a huge difference. The cleaning process was significantly easier with the voxelization 3D hollowing. And personally, I think this workflow is also just, it's completely different in a way that is just so simple. It's almost automatic at this point. In fact, with future updates and a few changes, I think we really can make this thing pretty much one-click done for all your resin 3D printing hollowing needs. When I said I printed 6 of each of these, I wasn't lying, and there's more parts over there somewhere. Yeah, I really did use the Lychee auto support system as well as the voxelization on all of these parts. It only took me, I want to say in total, maybe 45 minutes to get all these things ready to go and sent off to the printers. Definitely an amazing process. But anyway, if you like this type of content, make sure to like and subscribe to the Lychee YouTube channel so I can continue making more of it for you. And if you haven't already, join us on the Lychee Slicer Discord, there. If you haven't already, I'm not sure why. There's tons of help you can get with resin 3D printing and maybe even some of your life choices. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching and have yourself a fantastic day.